Waiting for the host. Waiting for the host.
And we're waiting for Marco.
Waiting for the host.
Can't get a guest on.
Yeah, he's not here.
I'm just a piece of shit.
The
Yep.
host is here. If only it was just a little bit longer.
Damn. I went to go hit a really low note, and it didn't exist.
You should have done a fucking.
Gotta say, one of the best intro sounds so far, though.
Wow. Could it be? I'd like to think so. Here we are, folks. Ancient Wisdom, back at it. We're with you again. Things are a little different. I don't really have my kimono. I don't really have show notes either, to be honest. But we're going to get through this one. We're going to have fun, goddammit! All right?
Wow.
First, I'm going to introduce the Galactic Empire tech support consultant extraordinaire. Prof Poach, what's going on, dog?
Amen. Out from the Galactic Center as usual.
Damn.
Transmitting in for another episode of Ancient Wisdom. Only took me 3 parsecs, 2 light years, and about, 3 slingshots around the mass of the center black hole, but I'm here.
Wow. Does that mean, like,
Hope you're happy.
kind of ancient yourself, actually, right?
3,000 years old
He
now.
went around the center of a black hole. I mean,
Every time I come to this show.
I'm actually your grandson. What?
he's actually thousands of years old.
Wow. The voices and people you're hearing over here are Culture and Philosophy, also known as Marquesha and Rion.
What's up?
Marquesha.
What's up, Mitch?
It's weird too. I was thinking about like how shows introduce people, and I'm like, Marco, how you doing, man? Acting like I didn't talk to you for 30 minutes before that moment. Oh, I heard there's a lot going on in life right now. A lot of big decisions.
Big decisions.
A crossroads, if you will.
We're at crossroads. Boring stuff,
Marco, but you know what's also at the crossroads?
No.
The devil.
Are you telling me the devil is doing all this to me? Because that makes sense.
I'm not saying he's not. But before we get into it, we got Ryan over here as well, Mr. Culture himself, looking much crisper than usual. What is it, Ryan? The fans want to know. What is it? I can't quite tell.
I don't know.
Are you even more cultural? I'm seeing like a little like shoulder too, trying to be sexy. Wow. Jeez.
Have you been working out, Ryan? Oh,
No, I've been gaining.
What is it, Ryan? I can't quite put my finger on
I
it.
shaved.
Oh, there.
I shaved.
Wow, I'm getting laid now.
Who knows?
Who knows, man?
I get mad puss off this channel.
Yeah, that's right. All our fan, baby. And,
Oh, the fan.
and we love her, him. We're not here to judge.
Non-binary.
But, yeah. What's going on, Ryan? Anything new?
Oh no, you know what, man? Just had a 3-day weekend. Hung out.
No
Got a
mushrooms?
No, not this weekend.
Wow.
Maybe thinking.
He's got a plan.
Yeah, maybe
Gotta
thinking
schedule it. Right
around
in my notebook.
when it gets closer to fall and the leaves are changing. That's right. Go out into nature and just watch the leaves.
Dude, I love fall. I'll say it.
Me too.
I just said it.
Big fan.
Big,
Favorite time
big,
of the year.
fat, huge. Huge,
Love
fat.
fall.
I love fall.
Favorite
Fall's the
season.
best season. It's the biggest season around.
If you tweak it a little bit, you're the Trump. It's a De Niro.
You got a good De Niro. At least the face. Dog, I think it's my number 1 season. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of death, right? It kind of the beginning of the end, or
Isn't winter more the death?
end of the beginning, perhaps. Sorry, what was that?
Isn't winter more death like?
Winter is solid death in my mind.
Yeah, fall
winter
is dying.
It's, yeah, right. Like it has been dead in winter, and that's has its own love too, because it has like a silence of death in the winter. Even how the snow kind of just like packs it all down. I don't know, kind of got me thinking about life and like what it all means. But of course we appreciate it, right? We celebrate with the death. It feels lively. Like I always say, I got to smoke at least one blunt in the fall, and I'm not like even a blunt smoker.
Yeah, you know what?
Just once.
Yeah, I could feel
The
that.
weather's
But
perfect for it.
It's so perfect.
It's got to be the right.
when it's a crisp leaf too.
It's got to be the right.
Gotta
fall
give thanks.
flavor.
Gotta give thanks, baby. It's a time for thanks.
I know you're not much of a sweater person, Mitch, but for me, fall, having just to wear a sweater outside.
hoodies.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
my
I
hoodies.
guess hoodies, right?
hoodies.
Marco, too. This is philosophy and culture. At it again.
Hoodies and beanies.
I got the long sleeve, though. There it is.
They're so cozy.
This is the first time.
So cozy.
You know, I've never been about it. I always like keep them in the dresser. They're always put away.
Do you like soup now?
forget
Mitch is outside in his fucking underwear.
soup too?
14-degree
Yo,
weather.
Mitch drinks pumpkin spice lattes.
Yes.
I
Dude,
mean,
I
I
got one
can't-
by accident the other day. I was flipping out.
I can't lie. That's one of the best parts about fall. Just embracing your inner white girl and just having one pumpkin spice
At
latte.
least one. Dude,
Just
I swear
one.
they gave it to me last time. I didn't order it. They're like, it's fall. You got
Dude, everybody's got at least
It's
one.
the
for
rule.
you.
Was this when you were
Sorry.
at NBC?
Rules are rules. I mean, yeah, that's just what they bring anyway.
He said the name of the company. We have
Oh,
to cut
no!
everything else that
Oh,
we
my
said and talk
Isn't
shit
it
about.
Emerson?
Guys, I'm a big shot, so I've been around. What you done, Ryan?
Yeah, what have you done?
I've done life experience.
Oh yeah, that sexy
That's just
shoulder
drugs.
says you've done some
Dude, I don't know,
OnlyFans.
man. I got a wrong day to fucking wear this shirt.
You're making him self-conscious,
Yeah,
Mitch. He thinks he's out here looking good, sweater.
Oh,
Maybe I'll
yeah,
adjust,
you're just
I'll
thinking
adjust
about
the
it.
shot a little bit. Just
Oh, nice. There you go.
It'll be
Looking
like
good.
this.
There you go.
He's also.
now he's good.
Now he's the Japanese man.
Now he's a terrorist.
And
Oh,
I
there
hide
you
the
go.
Jurassic Park, and I'm like, oh, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Or like you have to call a man to give you a ride. Marco got that joke.
Oh, I get it, because I had to look at myself.
Oh, okay, hell yeah, good jokes, Mitch.
Oh man,
Oh.
gonna have to cut that one.
Dude, what's the deal with the Japanese, man? I want to know.
What
I
about
hear
them?
they're still fucking wearing masks.
That's just their culture.
Yeah, that's a
Asian culture
yeah.
in general.
China does the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Is it
Did
that
they
bad
ever
over there?
not?
Dog, okay, I'll be honest. I saw this picture from like 1911. They were still wearing masks like over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I
I mean-
thought that was like kind of new, like 80s earliest.
The air quality is just
Yeah.
awful, especially China. We're talking China, just
And I heard there's a big problem too. They have a metric for like the shit that flows over the Sea of Japan into Japan from China. That like, all right, this is not good, and they
Yeah.
kind of know that anyway. Mixed with the fact that they got the aging population, I think they're the number one oldest country on earth, if I'm not mistaken.
because they're not
Geriatric.
fucking.
Japan or China?
I think Japan.
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 Yeah, like
Really?
you know, the average age is like over 50.
Mitch, I should say this. We just got to move your mic a little closer to you. I think your bars are just a little lower than everybody else's since you adjusted
Okay,
it.
sure, no
Yeah.
problem. Oh, shit, man.
Do you want me to turn you up?
Should put it up a tiny bit, actually. Yeah.
It's they're not fucking, and they live too long. They have the longest life expectancy,
Right.
along with the highest IQ. Right?
Now that's,
we
I
learned
think
this
so.
last
Yeah,
time.
that's right. We have learned that
And
last
don't
week.
they prefer to have boys over girls for children?
That was a
That's-
China thing in
Yeah.
particular because they had a one-child policy for a long ass time. I think they only got rid of it within the last decade,
Yeah.
actually.
But I bet you that still exists in Japan.
At
I
least
feel like
as
that
a
exists in
family.
most
Oh yeah, for sure.
countries.
I mean, it exists within me too. I don't know, like
You continue your legacy with a boy, right?
having a girl is just way different and a lot more responsibility, in my opinion. Like with a boy, I probably don't have to murder anybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
you got good points.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of being real. It's
Yeah.
kind of
I'm
interesting.
totally picking up what you're putting down.
My man Ryan. So, what do you think about Japan?
Boom.
Like, what's going on? Why do they keep wearing masks? Is COVID not over? Is COVID not better?
I feel like because since they've been wearing them so long, they're used to it. Plus, again, like with the air quality and like all the whatever's in the air, but maybe they're just one of those other places that wants to take more precaution because they don't want to.
I don't get it, man.
I think it's a respect thing. Like you're not supposed to even come to work if you're a little bit sick, right?
Right.
All the how tight those trains get. There's no personal space there, so people want
I guess
something.
that's facts.
And then
I don't blame you in Tokyo, though.
right. And then
I'll say that.
with Japan in particular, it's an island. So whatever we want to say about COVID, if it comes to their island, like it's a little bit more difficult because it's so
This is
contained.
all island.
So it just spreads all over, and now the entire island is just fucked. It's so small, everything's just.
I mean, I
out
don't
the
want to
wind.
say COVID was fake because it wasn't. But really, though, you're that concerned for something that's not much worse than I don't know. And granted, like, everyone freaked out, so I can't just throw Japan under the bus. But, like, it's still pretty insane to me. And they really value that monochromatic culture, like you are me. It's weird because they're supposedly super conservative, and yet that sounds like very communistic to me.
I'm going to go with Marco's respect thing. I don't even know if it's any of that stuff that you said. I think it's Marco's respect thing. I heard a story about a dude that was in Japan. Yeah, it's someone I was working with. That he was eating food while walking on the sidewalk, and a police stopped him and told him, like, you can't. Are you crazy?
That's not respect.
Are you crazy? You can't. You can't eat food while walking on the sidewalk. Like, go away. Go out of the public and hide yourself. You crazy heathen. Yeah.
You look like an animal.
But then this is deep, right? Because then is it really respect if it's state enforced?
Yeah, because not everyone wears
Well, how are you going to learn in the first place?
I guess that's true. I could say how you learn anything, right? And it's just like, but then you still have to create this idea of respect to begin with. Like, what does it even mean?
It's all fake.
And is it, well, yeah. So
we've been over this. Everything's fake.
That's right.
We've made everything
like, does that mean that I have no respect here because I'm not wearing a mask, or is the culture completely different?
It's the culture.
Are there different judgments? Because, like, I honestly think if I went to Japan right now, maybe I'll get kicked out of the country. I don't know how it works because I wouldn't wear a fucking mask. Just being honest, I'd at least try not to.
I made a lot of mistakes when I was interacting with the Japanese. I made so many mistakes.
Yeah.
I made so many mistakes.
Oh, Poe's just telling you.
Take us through it.
I was bowing way too much, first of all. Just for things I should not be bowing for. Super bow.
Like nothing at all.
Really formal.
Wow.
I grew out of that really quick.
Nice,
I realized,
okay.
I was like, that's so weird though when you talk about going to different cultures and interacting with people differently. It's like, how we don't really know. Like, how do we know, like, when to bow, when to not bow, when to shake hands, when not to shake hands,
right?
When to, like, speak, when to not speak.
Because it's A to Z, baby, east to west. Literally, you can't get farther than that unless you go to space. Like, they're that different culturally from the very beginning. And I guess I personally like to lean on the idea that they are an island nation. Like, that seems huge.
Yeah.
Cut off from the
agree.
rest, no natural resources to speak of besides just hard work.
Yeah, think of it as like Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's part of our continent, and it's an island.
And it's very unique, too, with its own kind of,
Weren't they locked away? Didn't the emperor lock them away?
What, Hawaii?
No. Japan wasn't. Japan was locked away from like 1600 to like 1800 or something, or like 15, like for 300
I'm not
years.
exactly sure. That could be real.
I do kind of remember learning about this.
I know during the Edo period, after like the 1600s there, it was supposedly the period of peace because Japan was finally unified for the first time under one emperor.
Isn't Japan also the healthiest country in the world? Like, all their portions are good. No one's really obese.
Deep.
They have the longest life expectancy. Like, I think in Japan, it's actually considered a good thing if your friend's like, hey man, I noticed you gained some weight.
Yeah.
You should do something about that.
They'll say that more.
That's
right?
not insulting. That's almost seen as like something that's good. Like, oh my
good.
God, my friend cares about me. He's seen that I have something. Maybe I should say, yeah, I'm struggling at work or been very stressful. But like, here you say they're like, how dare you notice that I've gained some weight? I'm not.
yeah.
I didn't gain weight. I'm not fat.
Ryan, you're fat.
Yeah, I am fat.
Wait, get his reaction live.
He just gets really depressed.
Ryan, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I know I'm fat.
Ryan, I didn't mean it.
Hannah and I are actually starting a diet.
Your neck looks
literally
amazing.
today.
My neck?
Everybody is starting a diet always today, Marco.
No, seriously. No. Well, like, actually, seriously.
Like New Year's
Everyone's always starting a diet today or tomorrow.
Yeah, there it is, tomorrow. He's like, oh, God.
Get back to me in like 2 months. See if we kept to it.
That's right. Oh, you said you guys are starting a diet?
Literally today, we have Hannah
So you
cooked
mean
like a
that's
nice
so
healthy
funny.
meal.
diet, and you're gonna start the diet? And
No, she's cooking everything. And it's fun.
Damn, a good woman. Yeah. Hot damn.
Oh, those sweet tunes.
Marco, who are you really, man?
I have no idea.
Oh,
A weird amalgamation
deep.
of all my experiences from my father and mother that have been passed down to me.
Wow.
make some kind of weird soup.
Damn.
I really
Marco's
one of
a
my
mom and dad
favorite
soup.
things that you've ever said.
What's that?
One of my favorite things you ever said was that table analogy. Remember when you were telling me that? How we're
No.
born with like a clean table, and then
sounds
as
good.
parents, we got this huge. We had a clean table too at one point, but over time, stress and things, it's really dirty. It's piled up with plates, and you're like, look at that clean table. You're like, I'm gonna just put this one right over here. Wow, there it is. Oh, such a load off my shoulder. And now this kid is
Wow.
from a completely clean table. Now he's got a little dirt, and then you just keep piling it on there. You're like, oh, you can take some more, and that's just how it goes.
Damn.
Just a table full of trash.
Table full of trash. Sometimes I feel like a table full of trash. Is that what it means to be born again? To like do the magic trick?
Except you fail.
Yeah, except the shit goes flying everywhere. You gotta not be a good magician to be born again, you see.
Yeah.
Make sure you learn the rules of the world, which is kind of what Poe was saying, so that when you grow up and learn how to interact and it's all second nature, then you could let it all go. You could forget about all that garbage and actually live the life you need to before you die.
Clean that goddamn table.
Clean your room.
The prepared mind.
Yeah. And I see the prepared mind, my word is experience, right? Because like I could play this piano right now and it sounds like crap. Does that mean I'm a crappy piano player? Yes.
Mitch, you don't know piano.
When I say prepared, I don't mean trained or anything. I really mean
So
like
you're not
cleared.
saying,
like,
I mean
studied.
cleared and ready for action, like
So,
prepared.
Coach, I'm curious about this. Tell me more about your clear mind.
Free of baggage. There's nothing troubling you. You've meditated on all your problems and you've put them away. You've taken care of them.
Right.
There's nothing really weighing you down.
But then my point is like, what about a child who doesn't know how to prepare? You know what I'm saying? Because I still think that the really young childs, they don't actually, this is what I was going to bring up tonight, because I don't think the really young children have any problem with this at all. They're always themselves, maybe too much so to even fit into society. That's why we have to learn the rules of society to fit in without being put into prison.
Maybe you have to be
forever.
childlike to be prepared.
Yeah. I
At
was
least
gonna
return to it.
How
Yeah,
old
that's deep.
how old do you think it is when start realizing and stop being that child?
Well, I was going to ask you guys that actually. It's just like, when do we come online? When do we realize that the joke's not really funny anymore? The joke is on us.
I feel like when your first real life experience happens.
Sort
like-
of a coming of age, a
Yeah,
breaking
like
of innocence.
Something maybe not like just devastating, but something very impactful turns you a little bit to be like, yeah, okay, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm older. I'm doing adult things now, you know?
I think he's talking
Like-
about losing innocence.
Yeah, losing innocence.
Sort of a coming of age, a
Yeah,
breaking
like
of innocence.
Like, you know, like, I don't know, middle school, I would say, you know, you start kind of really figuring things
Do you remember what it was for you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it something you could share on
I
a
mean-
live internet broadcast?
I mean, yeah, I think I would.
Ryan was way over here at the time.
No, I
Portugal?
Was,
Yeah, I was.
it's like
I knew a world
like
tour. That
sounds
living in New Britain, because I never grew up in Berlin. I grew up in New Britain, so you know, like the rougher streets, not that suburban
Ryan grew up in the hood.
kind of. I got jumped.
Wow.
You know, first time I was like, yeah, now I'm gonna have to learn to defend myself. Bring things with me when I'm not going to school, things that I can defend myself with. So like after that was a real big change for me. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm definitely not a kid just walking to school anymore. Now I have to prepare myself for that to happen again.
The 90s when you can take a shank to school.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. The good
You know?
old days, man.
Because it's crazy, you know. It's like, yeah, I'm just walking to school, listening to music, and then boom, next thing you know, I'm on the ground, and there's 3 dudes surrounding me.
Yeah, that's rough, especially you didn't do anything, huh?
And then I don't want to sound like pull the race card, but it was 3 black kids.
Oh, yep.
You know?
Darn, man. No daddies. Shit, man, it's too bad. So that kind of woke you up a little bit. I mean, a crack in the head.
A little bit, yeah.
Right.
It definitely woke me
All of
up.
a sudden, like Ryan's like, I'm alive.
Because at first,
I'm gonna die one day. Oh my
the
god.
first experience, like not experience, but the first thought was like, oh man, I just tripped. But why does the back of my head hurt? You get up and you turn around, and you see three roughly bigger, older dudes behind you.
Lame,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm gonna,
That's rough.
you know, take my money for the field trip. And
But
then,
what were the psychological ramifications like? What did that really teach you? You know?
it taught me to defend myself, always be prepared.
Right.
When somebody said always be prepared,
Right.
you know, and just always like expect the unexpected. If you're walking around somewhere, have your guard up a little bit, but not too much. Always be cautious. You know, I'm very cautious now.
Damn, man.
I'm sweating a lot.
Poe, you sound like you're no stranger to existential dread.
Yeah, because I went to go to a Catholic school. I had too many nuns teaching me crazy shit.
Oh,
God.
man.
How I was gonna
What
burn
were they
alive for eternity. And so yeah, I have
Would
plenty
they
of
take hell
plenty of
very literally?
existential dread.
Yeah, even Mark's dying over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always thought about eternity
Yeah, that's
and
rough.
like, am I
I
gonna
can
be
see
good
why
or
you
bad?
question so much after that, man. It's like, do I really want to be like a Catholic, like these crazy bitches?
But I think what got me the most was like they were like, you know, you're gonna go to heaven forever, ever.
Dude, did
and
you guys
ever,
get to the
and
point
ever,
where, yeah, right?
and ever,
Did you
and
get to
ever,
the point
and
where
I'm like,
wait,
then
that kinda
what?
sounds like hell. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember this story. Yeah.
I was just like, and then what? And then what after? What happens
keep
after
saying
I
the word
you know,
ever.
play all the games and do all the
Ever.
bowling and you know,
Right.
I don't know.
And then it turns into
it was
hell.
very childish thoughts.
Yeah,
like,
you'll be
what,
so
what do I
happy
run?
when
What if I
you
run
don't
out of
Thinking
stuff to
heaven
do?
at least 10 times.
That's right.
Then it turns into hell because
All
like
of a
I don't
sudden
want
it
to
turns
be here
into hell.
anymore, and then you go down to hell. And
Why
it's-
wouldn't you want to be there anymore?
I mean, I get sick of stuff over and over again.
If you're in heaven, you're living a blissful life, right?
I mean, it was a childish thought, but you know,
It's
Heaven's
sort of
different for everybody.
your first rational thought, though. It's
Yeah,
true, right?
yeah.
Ever and ever. Like, you think of it from your own perspective, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's like, okay, ever?
it got me
ever?
thinking.
Even just saying the words ever and ever and ever, it gives you almost this subconscious idea of the infinite. Because what ever and ever is literally just saying ever and ever. It keeps going. It never stops. You have to be there for that long. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm bored already saying
How,
it.
like you could
Holy
play
shit,
all the
it's
games, all the cards,
it's
make
like
all,
the
how many
infinity-
paintings you gonna paint?
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't
right.
know. You could record albums forever. What's gonna happen after that?
Yeah.
I don't want to make music anymore.
I think things started to change for me when I realized that you really don't have to wait till you die to go to hell. Like, if you're making the wrong decisions and you know you are, even worse. You know hell when you wake up in the morning. You know hell when you go to sleep at night. You know hell when it wakes you up at 3 in the morning.
Yep.
You know it real well. So it's that's the naive thought, really. You were talking about these nuns talking about fire and brimstone forever. I gave him a
Close.
southern accent, but
Yeah.
that's how I imagined it.
That's how I imagined it too. I'm not gonna lie.
They're all southern.
And then you'll be banished to the gates of hell with fire and brimstone shooting lava against your soul.
Yeah, I could see why you sort of be skeptical after that.
You know?
It's a little rough.
You feel me?
How about you, Marco? When'd you come online?
That's a really tough question. I feel like whatever answer I'm going to give doesn't make sense because I've
Dial-up
probably
connection.
just repressed that memory.
Oh, yeah. I
But-
feel like we do a lot, so that's pretty deep.
But I feel like when I hear that question, I hear a couple things. Like, when did you become like aware or self-conscious kind of thing? For me, it's I feel like at a very young age, because my dad especially was always just very strict and overbearing towards me. So, and I also, from a very, very young age, hated the church. And I feel like I had questions, these existential questions of heaven and hell from a super young age, and just thought it was complete bullshit from like the get-go, pretty much. I just never wanted to go.
They made you go to church a lot, yeah.
In the beginning, my mom would always go to church for Easter and holidays and stuff
Right,
like
the
that.
big
and-
holidays. I think that's how it is here, right?
But
That's what I used
if
to
I had
do.
to be honest, it was two things that kind of took me out of it. The story of me calling my dad out for lying the first time
Oh, right, yeah.
when he said he was going to be home at a certain time, and his response towards me was so full of
Yo.
anger and hate, and I was just like, whoa, this man is, I guess, just in charge for some reason, laying down this law. I thought I was not really saying anything. And actually that same year, I think I knocked over a frame, and he was mad at me.
I was like, oh no.
And he tossed the frame at me,
Yeah.
and it had broken glass shards all over on the inside.
That's
Oh, my
And it literally went
oh no,
around
it's a
my neck.
Scooby-Doo cartoon.
and it swung around. I to this day
really?
do not know how I did not get cut
Wow.
or anything like that.
That's
There
an
was
angel.
sharp glass all over that thing.
Holy shit.
And like I remember just thinking to myself like, I could have died. Wait, what does that even mean?
Yeah. Oh.
And then
It's like on 1,000 Ways to Die. Like
Yeah.
a man with a picture frame full of glass gets
Dude,
looped
just cuts off your head.
looped around.
I'm gonna
bleed
write
out
that
from
in a
everywhere.
horror movie.
Wow, yeah, that's someone's playing horseshoes on Marco's face. Oh god, that's like a saw, dude.
No, that's
Yeah.
pretty fucked up though, because that's a very traumatic experience for you.
yeah.
So you're telling me you're just lucky enough you got the non-glass corner whipping around your neck?
Pretty
Or,
much,
like,
yeah.
Somehow it hit him in a way. Yeah, wow.
I remember looking at it for like an hour after, just like taking off my head after the fight was over, just like looking at it.
looking
I could
down
be
at it,
dead
like,
right now.
What the fuck? How am I not cut? Like thinking about my life, and I'm just like, what am I scared of? Like I'm so young, I don't even comprehend this. This is before we even moved out of New York,
Right. Oh shit.
and I don't know. It's so strange.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you had an experience where you got crazy, almost could have died or got hurt?
Yeah, nothing I'll
Oh,
bring
Mitch
up on
all the time.
show.
What the fuck?
Nothing I'll
Every
bring up on
week.
the show. At least for now. But yeah, that does sound really crazy, man. And the fact that like I like that too, because in such a brief moment you realize and even the calling your dad out on lying story, you realize that this person is, yes, in charge, but very fallible. And like, wait, I wasn't even like, maybe you didn't feel any type of way about it in particular.
Nope.
But all of a sudden, like, his reaction brings it to life. So that's pretty deep too. How like when something doesn't exist, we were talking about problems last week too, about how problems really don't exist in most cases until like you think of it thusly, or like it reveals itself in that
Wait,
nature.
he was basically doing what we're talking about. The joke was on him. He realized at some point.
Yes.
I called him out on something, even though it's coming from a child, the purest thing that can exist.
Oh, that's fun.
And he's just taking it as some negative thing, and I'm just like, you lied. We were supposed to go to the park.
Right.
Oh, it's a teaching moment, but he completely just destroyed it.
Right. There's so many ways to handle that. Like maybe he actually had an excuse, or maybe he knew he didn't, which was worse. But it's just like, okay, instead of explaining to you, all right, I make mistakes too. It's just like, why don't you see me as God? Why don't you pretend I am your Lord and Savior?
Maybe that's
what
why I
it
didn't
screams to
believe in
me.
God.
What's that?
Maybe that's why I didn't believe in God from a very young age.
I believe it, man. It's just like God the Father really should be a representative in the home, and it's pretty sad when it's not, and it happens more often than not these days, especially in modern American society, it seems, which is unfortunate, and we got to kind of learn the hard way, which brings me to my next question, folks. My last really big philosophical point of the night. It's going to break my heart to ask, but guys, is it always the hard way? Does it always gotta be the hard way? Can you learn a lesson, especially one of life's big lessons, the easy way? Is it even
No.
possible?
I agree, no, because you have to, because the easy way might not teach you the full thing.
Damn, like it'll teach you to
Shortcuts.
leave pieces out. Yeah.
Shortcuts, cheats.
I'll add something to that. It's no, but from our perspective, it's always yes.
Ooh, okay, that's deep.
Ooh.
We always see it as the hardest way. No one else has had this experience. I've had it so hard in my life. You could possibly never know.
Oh yeah, it's
But
totally
in
true.
reality, so many people can probably relate to you. You just perceive it that you had it the hardest way.
That's interesting. Yeah, right? So there's no possible way I could learn one of life's deep lessons through smooth, easy means.
You could, but you might not learn everything you need to learn.
Damn, okay. So I like that perspective too, Ryan. That's really good, because it's just like you will learn, but maybe you won't be smacked with it.
Yep.
Maybe you won't like have it ingrained forever. It'll have like a very dermal effect.
Exactly.
That'll perhaps last a while, but also bring you, run you into trouble at one point.
But is that because our language isn't sufficient? I'm a strong believer that there is a way to structure a sentence to give perfect understanding to the other person. But we just don't have that ability yet. Like there's a way for me to tell you what I'm feeling exactly, or what I want to teach you exactly, if I use words correctly to explain it to you.
That's a deep
But
one
then again,
too.
Westworld suffering makes us real.
Right.
So it's confusing.
They say oral is one of the lowest bandwidth mediums of communication.
I believe it, man. I was kind of going to vibe with that too, because it's just like, even in my study of lenguas, I still think like my feelings are way too advanced to convey in many respects the depth of my feelings.
Would you...
Or the fact that it takes so long to explain.
Would you use like a painting, an imagery?
Ooh,
what would you use?
Pictures
Music?
worth 1,000 words.
Well, how would you...
Right, like if it wasn't a language.
What do you want?
I would use Dali.
Dali. Okay.
Plug my mind into
Do you need an
Dali.
AI to communicate?
Right,
But
exactly.
a painting is
Exactly
up
what
to
you feel.
And it's
perception.
Well, yeah, and it's also so fast. I think, especially on psychedelics, you're hyper aware of how fleeting it all is, and how that's the same reason why pictures distort themselves anyway, because it's constantly moving. By the time I tell you or show you a picture, any thoughts, any feelings, any emotions I had, they're already gone. Wait and it will pass. It's just like life's great mystery, but also life's sort of only way you could experience it.
Take that moment in that moment.
Absolutely.
But I think what you're saying about language not being able to explain it all is what I'm saying. Like, our language is not sufficient enough to do that.
Right.
Like, there's no way actually that we know. Like, we all agree that that ancient wisdom sign is sea green and tan.
Yep.
Right? We all agree with that. Mm-hmm. But what about if my sea green is your tan, and your tan is my sea green or something like that? Whatever. I don't know if I said that correctly.
We'd
but
still call it the same thing.
yeah, we do still call it the same thing, but do we see it the same way? We have no way of actually using language to describe that, because there's no way to describe a color.
Oh, I
with
thought you
words.
said we could use language.
No, there
Or
is
you're
no
saying,
way.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you say yes.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, maybe I misspoke, but that's what I'm saying. Like, our
Right.
language is not able to do that. But I do believe that there eventually will exist a way for us to use language to perfectly communicate with one another. You guys ever see that movie? What is it? I think it's called The Arrival, where they have the aliens and they use
then
language.
she's
and
using
I like that one.
pictures and stuff, and then slowly she
But that's their
starts to use
language. But
words.
slowly
Yeah,
she
yeah.
starts to see the future, and they have perfect understanding amongst each other. It's just that's
And,
it.
like, the monsters make signs.
Right.
They make designs, and that's their way of communicating.
But we see it as signs, but that's to
That's
them a full language
exactly.
and
like
words.
sign language.
Oh, shit, we're all fucked up.
Either old or fat.
Fat.
Damn.
I'd rather be the fat one than the old one.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting the wrap up sign from the guys behind the
What if, I
scene.
should have
I did hear an interesting fact that I would like to say. Apparently, they did a research, and they have shown that microdosing, a psychedelic, is about the same as taking a placebo, and that it's more than likely the brain's expectation of taking a psychedelic, even at a microdose, that gives you the experience, not so much the actual microdose.
Yeah, wait, Ryan has a visceral reaction toward this one.
I don't believe it. I've been microdosing my whole life.
Interesting, right? Because, like, what does that mean? That it's all in the mind?
Placebo effect, essentially.
Yeah. You think you're tripping? Because I've never tripped on a microdose. Oh, God. The cat's out of the bag.
no.
I've never, like, tripped on, you barely feel it. They say the word creativity.
Yeah.
But I'm creative AF. I
You
don't
know me, I never liked my microdosing experience.
Yeah, I gotta say the same. If I'm honest, you kind of waste more than you get out of it, in my opinion. Just what I've seen. I don't know
Go
what I've
big or go
experienced.
home.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about dog. Honestly, this is about the conversation we were having before. It's like, does it always have to be the hard way? And I feel like these people who pussyfoot around and just take a little bit. I do not endorse any of this, by the way. But it's true, though, those who pussyfoot around and, they don't really get the experience because they haven't challenged themselves. They haven't kind of gone out of their comfort zone.
I will say, my tattoo artist, his girlfriend takes them, like, microdoses, and it helps her seizures.
Oh, okay. Heck yeah.
Okay.
That's deep because I'm sure there's something on the chemical level or something
Yeah.
like that. Same thing with CBD. Like, I feel like I barely feel, or even coffee. Marco's like, I'm Colombian, I don't feel coffee. But then we drink coffee, you pep up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
There's always these subtle effects, but I mean, when you're taking a microdose of a psychedelic, you hope that it has like tangible, feelable, experienceable differences.
Because when we probably think about microdosing, taking a little bit and possibly getting a small trip, it's probably
Right.
more of just a relaxation, not a full
Right.
exaggerated like. Wham.
Mitch, I think what you're saying is your first time should either be 2 tabs or 1/8. There's no exception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think absolutely. It's just like, especially the first time, you got to get the experience. And I really believe strongly that the old saying that they go easy on the beginner because you're just kind of cracking into it. And it, at least my first couple experiences were really fun before they started getting challenging. Are they trying to do some kind of formation?
Yeah,
Or
they're just trying to march like soldiers.
are they on the same level?
And then just a bunch of LSD. Man.
Wow.
Two guys just walking away.
Just like
Wait, that one in the middle was me. It's like, oh
this is
my
like what's going on?
what is happening? Who the fuck are you?
He's
They're
like, I don't know
laughing
what
now.
you're talking about, man.
They're like, chill, bro. Hey.
Some crazy ideas.
I don't know about this place. I'm getting out of here.
Are we fighting?
We have seen some of the effects of LSD.
And then they're gonna-
Why is he gonna shoot missiles? We gave each contestant their own missile.